What is up, everyone? It is DJ Martini Midwest Reviews coming at you with another video for my channel. So today I have a really cool tutorial slash video on DJ controllers under $300. Also, I got a good question from a viewer about the tutorial side of this, which is going to be how to get back into DJing. If you haven't DJed in 20 years or more, then you probably have a lot of questions, and we're going to talk about that a little bit, which is very interesting, made me think a lot, and want to do some research for that party, just to tell them how to get back into DJing. So it's going to be a cool little video and tutorial, have a little bit for everything. I'll try to put a timeline, so if you want to jump to something in this video, you can absolutely get there as fast as possible. Thank you so much for tuning in, DJ Martini Midwest Reviews. If you've never done it before, thank you so much, and just know that all I like to do is do review videos, find items for you that you don't find a lot out there, do the research so you don't have to, give it to you as easy as possible, and then leave some links in case you're interested in some of these products. All I like to do is help, and if I can do that, give me a thumbs up if I help you at all. Give me a like, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever you want. And just thank you so much, because I just like to help out there, and hopefully this is helpful to at least one person out there. If it is, then that's making me happy. So thank you so much for tuning in, and let's get into the video. So the question I got was, this party was in the DJing community back in the 80s, and you know, honestly, that's when I kind of got the, as a kid, I was a kid, very young, probably later 80s. I was a kid, and my dad was a DJ in the 70s, and he did, you know, total vinyl, all on vinyl record players and a mixer. I remember it was a realistic mixer and everything Radio Shack basically. But he had his own DJ gig and would DJ and gig, and that's kind of how I got the bug put in me. Well, if you've been a DJ in the 80s, then in the last 20 years, DJing technology has just gone crazy. In the 90s, we had the Napster, the whole Napster thing with MP3 files where you could download music and have all these music files on your computer, and then they started inventing software about the same time in the 2000s, like 2000 and 2001. Then boom, we have these softwares where you can take these MP3 files and put them in a DJ type program and then mix them. It was just crazy. And think about it, this is in the 2000s. This is not older than that. So in the last 22 years, 23 years here, we've had the capabilities to do this, which is crazy. So it's not been that long. It's only the last 20 years. But from 2000 to 2022, now we have, you know, all these DJ programs. We have digital vinyl systems. We have controllers, we have all-in-one controller units. And if you were a DJ back in the, you know, the 80s or 90s, and you're using, you know, CDs or you're using vinyl, now you're like, what am I doing? You know, how do I get back into this? And so it could be very confusing. I could definitely see that. I jumped in 2008, and I will say we were still using CDs in 2008, CDJs. I didn't use a lot of vinyl. I had some vinyl, and I wanted to, you know, definitely mess with vinyl, but I started with CDs in my earliest gigs, and then I started finding the DJ programs about then, and it was Virtual DJ at the time. It was free, and so I got into Virtual DJ, and that was my first program because it was free, and that was the biggest thing for me. Is Virtual DJ was free. I found out it was easy to use, and then I went from CDs to taking my CDs, ripping them to my laptop, and then using the Virtual DJ software to be able to mix those songs. So it's crazy. The technology has changed, and now, you know, you have to continually research and evolve to just get into all the new stuff for DJing. It is really crazy, and it's cool at the same time. But if you're trying to get back in DJing, I'm going to take you step by step what you're going to need to get that done. So let's start right now. First of all, you're going to need a laptop. And so starting at the laptop, you're going to want to get something 2019 or above, honestly. So it might be a little bit more expensive than just buying a cheap laptop. Or if you have an older laptop, it will work, but eventually you're going to have to upgrade it, because Windows 11 is already here, but they're going to start, you know, down. You're not going to be able to get updates for Windows 10 anymore. So you're going to want a newer laptop. Plus, a lot of these DJ programs are getting to the point with stems and all kinds of things that they're doing that you need that extra processing power, which some of the old laptops don't have. So you absolutely can start with the laptop that you have now, but I would realistically tell you to try to get something newer if you can, 2019 or above. So let's go into the latest specs on the virtual DJ page, and we're just going to start with this because all of them are pretty similar. I'm not going to say they're totally the same, but they're pretty similar. And so let's go into the specs here. For virtual DJ, the minimum requirements for a laptop and the software that you're going to be picking. So this is for virtual DJ, but right now it's saying it wants an i5 or an AMD Ryzen 7 or better. That is crazy. That is pretty high requirements, and it also wants Windows 10 or newer. So like I said, if you have that older laptop that has XP, Windows 7, things like that, you definitely want Windows 10, and then Windows 10 is going to be obsolete in 2025, which is not too far away. It's only a couple years away. That's why I'm telling you, you're going to want something 2019 or above with these processor types, the i5 or better, or the Ryzen 7 or better, and you're going to want 8 gigs of RAM. I know the old one was 4 gigs of RAM, but you're going to want 8 gigs of RAM at least to stay relevant. And you want a multi-channel sound card. And like I said, they want that AMD or NVIDIA video card for video mixing. If you do that, the dual screen option. And your additional for the stems, like I said, you're going to want a Windows 10 64-bit or newer, and then you're going to want the video card GTX 1050 or above, and it's RTX recommended. Like I said, for stems, you're going to need a little bit more. So we're not even going to get into stems, but it's a very cool way to isolate, you know, instrumentals and vocals and stuff within virtual DJ, and a lot of other programs are doing it. Serato's got it. DJ Algorithm or DJ Pro has it. Tractor's had it for a long time and been able to do it with a lot of processing power, so that's cool. But like I said, you can use your older laptop, but you might want to upgrade with everything changing these days. So something to think about there. Okay, so we're gonna get back. I'm just gonna exit out of here real quick, and then let's get into the next thing. You're gonna need a laptop, and you're gonna want to next get some music here. Before you even get your DJ programs, you're going to want to get some music on your laptop. So the easiest way to do that is if you have a Windows or Mac laptop, you might need a CD player, like a CD ripper. So you can get those relatively inexpensive, like probably between $30 to $50. And you don't need an expensive one. You just need something that will play music, MP3s, or you're going to be changing them to an MP3, but it basically can read your music format that you're putting on there. So if you have any CDs, you can plug it via USB into your computer, and you can go ahead and rip those CDs to your computer, because not a lot of laptops these days even have CD drives. So like I said, you're going to want something that can play those DVDs and those CD formats, and you're going to want them to play, you're going to want to rip that music into your laptop. So I would recommend, if you have any old CDs, you like that music, whatever you have, start ripping those onto your MP3 format onto your computer and building a music library. Now there's ways to get around this these days. They have music streaming that you can do now, which is fantastic. So if you have Tidal or Spotify or Deezer or SoundCloud or some of these music platforms, you're able to stream music through your DJ program, which is cool. So that's another option. But I think I started with about 10,000 songs that I just burned from CDs. So I just took my whole CD collection and I started putting them on my laptop, making a backup, putting them on a backup hard drive as well. And then once I had all those songs and the backup hard drive, I could just move it from laptop to laptop to laptop as I went down the road. So just something to think about. There's also DJ record pools that you can pay for, subscribe to, and you're able to use that music. Keep it on your laptop, it's yours to keep, and you're also able to use that for DJing down the road. And it's totally legal. DJ SoundCloud or DJ record pools, look them up. There's a lot out there. I'm not going to recommend any right now, but I do have some videos on that if you want to take a look. So that's how you get music onto your laptop, and so something that you want to start doing before you even pick a program, because you need the music to run the program. So all right, the next thing you need to do is pick a program. Now this is going to be really hard because I'm going to recommend what I use, but everybody's going to have a taste of their own. So definitely maybe try one or two. I wouldn't like go through all of them because a lot of them don't have free, but I would definitely try out a few of them. The software's out there. I'm going to talk about the most popular in my opinion, or the most popular programs in my opinion, but it's going to be completely up to you for whatever works the best for you. And you're going to actually have to go in and start messing with some of those to figure out what that is. So in my thoughts, the most popular programs are Virtual DJ, Serato DJ Pro, Rekordbox DJ is a newer one, but it's very, very popular these days. And then Traktor DJ. Now Traktor's a little bit older, but it does work very, very good for maybe vinyl turntablism, digital vinyl, things like that. It also works great. A lot of club DJs probably use Traktor as well, because some of their controllers work very, very well for that type of music, like house and club, techno, things like that, in my opinion. So I do use Traktor a lot for digital vinyl and vinyl type usage, but I use Virtual DJ, in my opinion, the most as just a regular mobile DJ. I think Virtual DJ is fantastic. I started out with Virtual DJ, and it's just continued to work for me. So you're going to want to get in and test any of these out there. But so Virtual DJ has a free where you can get it, download it for free, and use it for free on your laptop, and just mess around with it. Serato DJ has Serato DJ Lite, which is a free version that you can mess with for free. Traktor does have an app that you can download on a laptop that is kind of most of their program, but it's also free to use. They have their full version for about $49, which is a great deal. You can kind of find a deal on that most of the time. I think maybe their full version is $99, but it's something that you can keep forever. So once you pay the money, you can keep it forever. So Virtual DJ has that, and Serato DJ has that. Traktor has that, and Rekordbox does not have that. So that's something to keep in mind. Rekordbox does have a free version to use, but if you want their special cloud things and certain things, you have to pay monthly for it. And I wish you didn't have to pay monthly for it. I wish you could just buy outright whatever you need and you're okay. But I understand that you have to pay monthly for any kind of thing that has a cloud, because you're paying for that storage. But it would be nice if you could just pay a flat rate, maybe even yearly. That would probably be better. And that way you didn't have to worry about paying monthly fees. I hate having to do that. So I would rather just be able to buy whatever that software is outright, have all the features that I need, and not have to pay monthly for extra features. So just something to think about when you're picking out a software. So which one do I think is the best? So hard. Some of the programs do different things a little bit better in my opinion, and I'm not going to get into that right now because I want to make this video as fast as possible. But I would just say, in my opinion, Virtual DJ has worked the best for me. I'm a little jaded because that's what I started out with. Virtual DJ, once you start using a certain software and it gets familiar to you, that's what you're going to stick with. It's like anything. Once you start getting into something and you're most comfortable with it, that's what you're going to use. So Virtual DJ has been the less mind-numbing, frustrating software of all of them. It's just has not been any of that. Serato DJ has been a little frustrating for me because maybe certain uploads that I had to do, maybe I had to buy this controller and this controller to make this controller work. Things like that were a little frustrating that I didn't know until I got into it, using their DVS type things, and it always hasn't been seamless, in my opinion. Some other people's had great luck with it, but just not me for some reason. And Virtual DJ has just been seamless. So Virtual DJ is my pick for you. Like I said, so whatever you pick, these are the ones that are going to be most popular when it comes to the DJ communities out there that they're going to use frequently. Okay, get that program onto your laptop and start messing with it. Just on your laptop. Don't even worry about a controller. Just use it on your laptop as much as you can. Play with all the buttons. Learn how everything works. And then if you are interested and it really is cool to you, this is the key to it. If it's cool to you and you're interested, that's going to make you want to get more into it, and that's going to make you want to get a controller for it. So now that we're at this point, what controllers are under $300 that aren't going to break your bank but can still keep you going for a long time before you want to upgrade? And this is the hardest part of DJing, because you always want to upgrade. Once you get the bug for DJing again, you're like, oh, I need better, I need better, I need better. Well, in all honesty, you don't need better. Most of these controllers can keep you going for a long time. Some of them maybe not, and we'll talk about the first most inexpensive ones that probably you'll need to upgrade maybe in the future. But just to get you started, to get the knack of what DJing is and what the controllers can do to help you, you'll see that these can get you started, but you're going to want a little bit more, and we'll get into that as we go. So let's get into controllers now. The most inexpensive controllers under $300 that I think are really great for beginners and intermediate DJs to learn on and get back into DJing. So, or get into DJing as well. But the first one is the DJ-to-Go right here. This is from Newmark. It does work with Serato, and it does work with Virtual DJ. Most of all these will work with it, and then I'll let you know if they work with Rekordbox. Most of these will not work with Traktor unless you can find some special mapping for them. But most of them are MIDI, which means that you can program yourself to work with certain things, but that's a whole different story about learning how to map controllers. So, but most of these will work if you have the full versions of Serato DJ Pro or the full versions of Virtual DJ. So that's just something to think about. All right, so make sure you, like I said, you have the full version, you've already messed with it on your laptop, and now you want to get more into it and buy a controller. Here's some of the options. This is $89. This is a really simple controller, very, very portable. You can throw it into a backpack, take it with you with your laptop, and just mess with music. These are touch sensitive, so you can scratch, you can do all kinds of things with just this little controller, and it'll teach you how to use the crossfader, it'll teach you how to use some of your sample buttons and everything, and you know, you have your tempo faders, so you can mix and do things like that. So this can pretty much teach you how to get things done. You can also have a browser here to load your tracks from the controller, which is really, really cool. When I started finding controllers that could do that, I really liked that you don't have to always you know, load with a mouse or things like that. So very cool controller for $89, Serato and Virtual DJ. The next one is pretty similar to that, but is the Starlight. Same thing, has a lot of the cool features, except this one does have a bass filter, so you can take out some of the bass, or you can filter it out, or do a filter controller, and you can shift some of this stuff to get some extra things. But these are also touch sensitive, you can scratch. It does have your 3.5mm jack and a plug that just goes to your laptop, but it also has lights on the bottom as well, so kind of cool. The only thing this doesn't have that I was not a big fan of is it doesn't have your browser and load, so you can't load tracks or go through the browser on your tracks, so you have to go to the laptop for that. But this is a cool option too at $86, really inexpensive, very, 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 very cool as well. The next one I'm going to go to is a old controller, something that you could find on eBay now, very inexpensive, will work with a lot of things, and that is the very, very original WeGo. This is a Pioneer WeGo from Pioneer, and it is very, very cool. Now, I never owned the original OG when I first started. I had ended up buying this because it's kind of like a Swiss Army knife, because it works with a lot of programs. I think it even has a Traktor mapping for it that you could probably find, but it was made very, very well, and I think it can still stand today, that it works with Serato DJ Lite, it works with Virtual DJ, and like I said, I think it even works with some Traktor mapping. So it works with a lot of different programs, and if you can find it, it's kind of hard to find, but you can get it usually for about $150 or less. And like I said, it works with a lot of different things. Very, very cool. Also, I just wanted to show you the original WeGo that I started out with was right here. Nice white WeGo. It also worked with on your Android phone or your iPhone. It worked with different things. Very, very cool. This works with Virtual DJ still. It might work with Serato DJ Lite. I'm not 100%, but it did work with Virtual DJ if you have the full software, so it can still be used today, and you can find this for like $99. So pretty cool little controller that you could still use today that has a lot of features that can get a lot of stuff. This does have a mic input as well, so you can hook up a microphone to it and you have a full kind of DJ setup. All right, the next one I got for you is the DJ-400. This is a very, very cool controller. It works through Bluetooth, so it is made for more like your Android device or your iPhone or your iPad, so you can Bluetooth to it and use some of the like the DJ Wii DJ app or use apps with it. But you can also plug it into your laptop and it still works with Virtual DJ, and it still works with programs like Rekordbox. So this is a Rekordbox controller that will work, and it has a lot of the features that you'll need to do everything you need to do to learn. And I think that's the biggest thing, is if you want to learn, you need the basics to learn, and this has all the basics. And so do those other two controllers, except for the Starlight, which doesn't have the browse knob. But very, very cool to be able to learn with some of the features on this. This does not have a browse knob either, but it has a lot of everything, your up faders, a really good crossfader, your buttons, your play stop, everything you need to do some really good mixes and things like that. And with the Wii DJ app, it really has some really cool things to help you learn how to DJ as well. So I would definitely recommend this. This is the DDJ-400. Like I said, it does work through Bluetooth, so you can completely use this wireless to your phone or your iPad or an Android device with the Wii DJ app, and it works pretty cool. So this is $159, but it's under that $300 mark, and like I said, it can still be really useful as a controller for other programs as well. Something that's going to probably last you a little bit longer into that intermediate stage of DJing. These two controllers are two of my favorite controllers that I use absolutely a lot, and so I wanted to bring you these two as well. This is a DDJ Rev 1. It's a newer controller, but it has a lot of features. So you can use FX, you can, you know, change different things, loops, you have track faders. It's set up more like, you know, your old school battle DJ setup. Has a really good crossfader, up faders, has your nice pads. It's a little bit nicer controller, but it's going to be able to last you a little bit longer through your DJ career. Not only can it start you as a beginner, but it can also stay with you for a while. So you'll be able to kind of use it more. It has your browse knob and loads, and it has really cool features. You can also plug in a mic and do some things like that. It's simple, but it's going to last you a little bit longer than some of these other controllers, in my opinion, to work with a lot more things. This does work with Serato, Virtual DJ, so something to keep in mind there. But very, very cool controller, and this $249. So this is on the upper list at $249, but like I said, still a value when you're talking about DJ controllers. And the last controller in my price range still, and I do have some honorable mentions that I'm going to just run by you at the end, but the last one I want to show you is the Hercules DJ-500. Now, this one is very, very cool. Now, this one still runs about $350 sometimes if you look for it, but you can also find it maybe on eBay for $299, and that's the only reason I'm throwing it in there, is because you can find it used for $299 sometimes. Now, retail, it'll cost you around $350, but $299, you can find this. It's an absolute deal, and I would absolutely say this is one of my favorite controllers to use. And I mean, this one could take you a long time. This is probably a controller that you could keep your whole career, because it has everything you honestly need to DJ and DJ pretty cool. It has really big jog wheels. It has all your beat, your pads that you need. It has a really good crossfader. Has, you know, all highs and lows and gains and mic controls and everything a professional needs to DJ, including an extra channel to run an outside line. So I tend to use this a lot, and so I really like this controller. So if you can save up a little bit more, or even find a really good deal on eBay and get this for under $300, this is an absolute steal. And not only can it be a beginning controller, but it could last you a long time through your career. Has a lot of options on the back for outputs and things like that. It has some adjustable feet to kind of raise it up off the table for you a little bit. It is a very cool controller, and I plan on holding onto this for a long time. The Hercules 500, but it does work with virtual DJ. So like I said, pretty cool controller. It also does work with Serato and Dejuiced, which is their own DJ program that you could look into if you would like. All right, some honorable mentions. In case I have owned some of these, but I have seen a lot of videos and done a lot of research that they do work pretty well. Is some Numark controllers. I have had Numark controllers like the Numark Mixtrack Pro FX. That's around $200. You can find a lot of these used on eBay, like I said, and get them for even cheaper. So you can find that $200 to even $120 used. That's a great controller. The Party Mix 2, which is kind of a inexpensive controller at $125, can still get you started at that beginner stage, and it has a lot of cool things, including some lights on the front. That, you know, it's a little bit more for the beginner, in my opinion, because you're not going to use lights on the front of your controller if you're a mobile DJ. But kind of cool if you're a novice and you want to get started at that price point, because it still has a lot of ways to learn how to use a controller. Another controller that is another one that I used a lot when I started was a DDJ-SB3. A very cool controller. They're still kind of expensive at $245, but you can find some for $175. And the DDJ-SB3 is very similar, in my opinion. It's set up different, but it's similar to having all the same buttons and everything as the Rev. Very cool controller, the SB3. Controller that I want to talk about is the DJ-400. So just like the 200, except the 400 is going to have a little bit more in there. It's going to have the browse button and things like that. These are all still 2-channel. That's all you need to really learn when you're starting out, is 2-channel, in my opinion. Those are all great options for you at that $300 mark, and my favorite controllers. So these are just my opinion, my favorite controllers that I use. A lot of information and a lot of ways to get you DJing as a beginner, or even get you back into DJing as a former DJ, but back in the day. So thank you so much for tuning in to DJ Martini Midwest. More videos and tutorials to come. Stay tuned for more, and like I said, if it's helpful at all, give me a like or subscribe. Talk to you all later. Thank you so much.